Welcome to the Adam Rothstein Hockey Podcast. This is your podcast for all things hockey. On this podcast, we talk about past history to the modern day and what you can do to grow the sport. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show. Okay, everyone, this is episode 44. So this is going to be a little bit of a personal note. Reffing and refereeing is something I did want to get into, and it's unfortunate for me that I can't just get certified like within a month or even 2 months. I have to wait till June to take the classes, first of all, and after that, I still have to wait, and then maybe I'll be ready to go for the 2023-2024 season and as well. So I do want to bring in some referees, and there's a lot of referees that quit, and it's unfortunate as well when you have parents sometimes rushing onto the ice and just being like, you called penalty on my kid too many times. You gotta let things slide. And it's like, well, if I let things slide, then it's not fair to the kid who was tripped or hooked or was interfered with as well, because that kid doesn't get a fair chance to play the game. And it's not fair to the other kids who, if one team could have had a certain chance and didn't, because I intentionally didn't call something that should have been called. And it's very difficult to manage this, and you're going to miss calls, or you're not going to see everything. You're going to call the wrong offsides or something, or someone's going to complain about the face-off. Like you just drop it down. Oh no, you did like 2 centimeters to the left, and it's incorrect. It's geez, you're not going to be perfect all the time, and it's okay. You're not perfect. Now, if you can deal with parents yelling at you or like jeering you or something, you're gonna. If you can manage that, you can manage the mites. It's or the 10-year-olds or whoever you're reffing, because it's not necessarily gonna be the, how should I put it? It's not gonna necessarily be the kids that have a problem with you, because what can they do as well? It's either gonna be, you're gonna have more issues with the coaches or the parents than anyone else. If a kid does hurt you, I mean, you can throw him out for unsportsmanlike conduct. If someone punches you, unsportsmanlike conduct, send him or her out of the game immediately, because that should not be tolerated. If you're listening to this, or if you're watching me on YouTube or Spotify, we're not going to be dealing with fighting, and we shouldn't. And it's not our job to allow it. It's not in our, it's fine with the NHL. They know what they're getting into. They, in a way, signed a contract, to do that, because, it's become ingrained in their culture. So NHL players, fine. Down in the mites, down in the peewees, down in midgets or bantam, keep that the heck away from the game, because you need to keep players safe, and these are typically going to be minors. If you're in the junior league, aside from that, but you're typically going to be working with minors, and those under the age of 17 as well when you first go, and it is easier to manage some kids, and you're not going to, and the skating is not going to be as demanding on you. And you will have your linesmen as well. It's never just it won't be just you. If you're going into an organized league, if you're doing, if you're in, excuse me, if you're going into an organized league, that's the key thing. And when you do, go in and go practice, you're gonna see a lot too of of how things work, and you'll get used to the calls. If someone does trip someone unintentionally, still you call that because it's a trip. They're not there. Like if something gets caught, if a stick gets caught in someone and then that person calls you, you call that immediately. You call that. You have to keep your eyes aware, and it's a good start for you when you do ref the peewees or the mites or something. That's always a good start. All right, I've got to. Wow, that was a good start there. Trying to think here. Also, for those of you in special hockey, yeah, you see something, call it, give the other team a penalty shot on whoever was had that penalty committed against him or her, and just keep that going. So you're not going to be as your tasks are not going to be as demanding as someone who has to send kids to the box. Sending kids to the box shouldn't be difficult. Running a house league, if you're doing travel, remember you're going to be traveling with the teams going to different areas in your state, or you're going to be going out of state to ref those games. But when you get to that level, and you can ask all about that at ref camp or wherever you go. Now, here's a benefit to becoming a referee, is that you get to make a little extra money too, and it does pay pretty well as well. I think there was a 16-year-old that had made $300 per maybe 2 games, or maybe it was 3, but $150 a game, or $150 a night. Think about, at 16 years old, that's about I think that would be over 40 or 50 grand. If I can get I'm gonna do the math on this, but he's not earning 150 grand every 365 days a year. That would be just too demanding. But if he was able to keep that up times 365, he'd be making about what I'm making, 54 grand a year, which is still pretty good for a 16-year-old. If you have $300, or maybe you get to $450 or even $500 a month at 16, you can certainly do a lot with that. You can can't really exactly buy a used car right now, but you can still take a girl on a date as well. If you're doing that at 16, you can start putting some money towards college. If you do want to go that route, I'd say take a gap year at least, and then work a little bit, still become a ref, and there's that. And just get some experience as well, and just work for a little while as well. I do think if I discovered this sooner, I would have taken it. But I think my dad was worried about me. My coaches were worried about me taking it up, because I just don't know if I would have been able to handle the criticism of that environment, at 17 years old. I mean, if I did do that, if I did manage that, I think I would have rocked it. I think at some point, you get used to it, you work at it, and you would succeed at it. But to the young guys, definitely take this up, because we need referees and we need to grow this sport, and we cannot grow this sport without referees. If you go back to my initial video on referees and doing the hand signals and stuff, I do admit that was not the best filmed. So I will try and see what I can do next time. And if you do want a video study guide, I will be making that. So head over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in the show notes or description below. So just be sure to do that. And also head over to Substack, because when you sign up, you get a free you get access to the Google Doc of the hand signals, and use that as a study guide to study. So definitely go pick that up as well. And yeah, just wanted to put those out there. And if you do subscribe to Substack, you don't need to pay you don't need to become a paid subscriber to get access to that Google Doc. You can still just have it when you sign up, and just send me your email. So just keeping that you guys aware. Refereeing, as you know, once we really did begin organized hockey in the late 19th century, did we actually see that come about? And I mean, these guys were not the best. I mean, like, if I'm not even sure if we have footage of like someone in like 1898 or something of all that, because that would be still very difficult. I don't even know if that footage, is there, but I take it that they were not the best skaters. Becoming a better skater is going to be crucial for you. Now, one of the benefits of being a ref is that you do not have all the equipment on you. You're gonna, if you do want to put on some elbow pads or like some knee pads as well, I still would recommend it. You're not gonna have hockey pants on, and believe me, that would be weird. But so find something, and if you really want to keep something to keep your hips protected, I say look at maybe some certain pants or something, but just learn to fall right, I guess. Because you may fall a bit. Jumping and staying clear of the puck. Make sure if you're coming into, if you got two players coming in on for a potential onside play or an offensive zone attack, make sure you're actually in the potential offensive zone, for one thing. And then if they use the boards, you skate hard away from it, but you keep your eye on the puck, if that makes sense. So you turn around and spin, and also you stay on the walls. You let the defenseman make plays as well. So you just get moving as well, and do not cross in between defensemen or anything like that. You just stay away from them and just work on getting to the other side as well. And practice makes perfect. I'm gonna ask one of my beer league colleagues, even though it's like pickup beer league and no one's really we don't exactly have a ref, and I kind of want to do it, because you have to keep a certain focus, and you need to practice. And I think practicing once a week at like open hockey is good, and sometimes you have to be a little unorthodox too. And I think I found myself in the perfect position to become that, and get some practice as well, and get some good ice time as well. You're going to be out there for most of the game as well. So your rest periods, when you are resting, is when you're telling the players to square up. If they lean over one of the L's in the face-off circle, you tell them square up, give them another chance. If they if they inch in again, kick that person out, get someone in, and get someone else in, and tell them to square up, drop that puck, and you skate out of there. And you skate out of there as well, and staying on the inside part, because if you go to the, you know, then you can go to the other wall, and then all the 10 other players on the ice, assuming there's no penalties, all the 10 other players on the ice can work, and you get to the wall, and guess what? You have better vision when you're like seeing things out as well, and the rink is about maybe 30 feet. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this right. So the rink is definitely is wide enough where it would be that where you could see it as well, and you're on the other side of the wall. Yeah, so looking this up, and right now, cars. Yeah, it's 85 feet wide. A hockey rink is 85 feet wide. Okay, so you can skate back real quickly, get to the other side of where the faceoff was, and when you're in the offensive or defensive end of whatever perspective you want to take, once you get there, you can see everything as well. If the puck comes around, if a defenseman wants to sweep it on the boards, get out of the way, let that puck travel and go the other way, and then you can skate with that player. Keep like maybe 10 feet at least, probably more, as well. And then head down to the goal line and make sure that everything, it clears the goal line. It crosses the goal line 100% completely as well. And if you see that biscuit in the basket, blow that whistle and goal. So there's that. I think it's going to be good. Get a good visor as well. If you wear glasses like me, I think get some goggles as well, and some defogging spray maybe, and get some advice on that too. I'm not too familiar with that. It's been a while since I've got the goggles. I've been playing with these, by the way, and yeah, so there's that. Let me know what you think of this episode. I've got I think I'm gonna see if I can get a referee on this podcast and just get his intake as well, and or anyone's intake as well. If you're a referee, please reach out to me as well. I'll put my email address in the show notes as well. And because I'd love to have a conversation of anyone's experience on this, and just like how they deal with the tough situations. So I think that would be good for everyone, and to get that knowledge out there. So let me know what you think. Like this podcast, share this podcast, 5 stars on Apple, 5 stars on Spotify. Write me a little review. Let me know what you think. And like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. With that being said, have a wonderful day.